Welcome back, Daniel. I heard you've just returned from Portugal. How was your journey?
Thank you, Clara. Yes, I have. And I must say, it was a deeply enriching experience. The contrast between the urban rhythm of Lisbon and the serenity of the countryside left a lasting impression on me.
That sounds wonderful. What stood out to you the most?
Well, the trip had two distinct parts. In the heart of Lisbon, I was immediately struck by the vibrant energy of the city. It was buzzing with life. The narrow alleyways, the historic buildings with crumbling facades, and the ever-present soundscape of conversations, tram bells, and footsteps created a kind of chaotic harmony.
I imagine it must have felt quite immersive.
Indeed. While I was walking through the Alfama district, I felt both stimulated and slightly overwhelmed. The air was filled with the fragrant scent of pastries and roasting chestnuts, and at every corner I encountered unexpected beauty, a burst of colourful graffiti, or a quiet courtyard with orange trees.
And after Lisbon?
I travelled north to the Douro Valley. As the train moved along the river, the landscape shifted dramatically. What had been crowded and energetic became vast, lush, and overwhelmingly peaceful. The vineyards stretched out across the hills in perfect rows, and at the top of a ridge, I paused to take in a view that was truly majestic.
It sounds like quite a contrast, in the best possible way.
Absolutely. I stayed in a small guest house nestled between rolling hills. It was wonderfully isolated from the modern world. In the evenings, I would sit beside a mirror-like lake. The sky reflected so clearly that it felt as if the world had turned upside down. The air was fresh, almost earthy, especially after a brief rain.
That must have brought a real sense of calm.
It did. One morning, while I was walking along a winding path through wildflowers, I noticed how my pace had slowed. Not just physically, but mentally. I hadn't realized how much tension I'd been carrying until it began to fade.
Sometimes it takes a change of surroundings to reveal what we've been holding on to.
Precisely. I suppose that's the gift of travel, especially when nature is involved. Before I left, I had been completely absorbed in work, but during this trip, I was finally able to reflect, breathe, and simply observe.
It sounds like the kind of journey that stays with you.
It certainly will. The serene stillness of the valley, the timeless beauty of the architecture, even the gritty charm of Lisbon's older districts. Each place had its own character. I feel fortunate to have experienced them.